Would you believe me if I tell you that you don't need a degree, you don't need the best portfolio, you don't need the best CV to become a freelancer in 2026? Hi guys, this is Mar. I have been working as a freelancer for more than 7 years, and in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how I would be landing my first client as a freelancer in 2026. We're going to be breaking down what you need to do if you want to make your first $1,000 as a freelancer. Freelancing started changing a lot after COVID. Companies are hiring freelancers more than ever through platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, LinkedIn, because one, it's a lot cheaper for them, and number two, they have realized something that I'm going to share in today's video. And I know you've probably seen all over social media people that get to travel the world, make good money, and work as a digital nomad. And your question always is, but how do these people afford to live abroad, to have a fancy house or a fancy car, if they don't even have a degree? Well, the only difference between those people that are traveling the world and making good money and you is that they started without having all the answers. They did not spend years researching and preparing to become a freelancer, and they just followed exactly what I'm going to tell you today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the roadmap that you're going to be following this year if you want to make your first $1,000 as a freelancer before the month ends. Step number one. Here you're going to pick a service that people actually need and that companies or entrepreneurs are willing to pay for. The first mistake I see beginners make when they start freelancing is that they choose different services, but they're not as specific in what they wish to do. Yes, of course, while time goes on and you start learning more about freelancing, you're going to get more services and your niche is going to grow. But if you're just getting started, it's always better to niche down and to pick one specific service that is going to help you grow as a freelancer. You don't need to have 15 different skills. You only need one. Here on the screen, you guys are going to be seeing the top 5 in-demand freelancing skills for 2026. What I would do if you don't know what skill to pick is to choose something that you feel that you're good at and that you might have done in the past, even if it's not something that you're perfect in. Let's say that you're super organized. You like to have everything in place. You're a very meticulous person and you have a system for everything. Well, you might be a great virtual assistant for administrative tasks. So think about things that you like to do, maybe marketing, finance. It doesn't have to be only those 5 skills that I just showed you. Pick something that you're good at and start practicing that every single day. Step number 2 is that you're going to step up your online presence. Clients are not going to hire you if they can't see you. You need to start building an online presence, and not only on TikTok and Instagram, but actually on platforms where you're going to grow as a freelancer. There are so many different platforms nowadays that you can use to showcase your talent and your work. And trust me, if you start building up a great social media presence there, and that means posting about past experiences, posting about maybe beta clients that you had in the past, there is going to be a high chance that you find your first client in one of those platforms. I'm going to leave right here a list of different platforms that you can use to start creating your profile so more people see your talent. Because trust me, once you do the work and you actually put yourself out there, it's going to be amazing. Here on the screen, you're going to see different platforms that you can use to showcase your work. And trust me, guys, the more love you give to those platforms, the better. And it is not time that you're going to waste, because in the future, you're going to find your first client and you're not only going to make $1,000, you're going to make $5,000, $10,000. Honestly, the limit here is how much you're willing to work for it. Step number 3 is to build a portfolio. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of work to showcase. Here in the channel, we have many videos talking about how to create a good portfolio if you're getting started as a virtual assistant, as a UGC creator. So make sure to check the link down below. We're going to leave the link to those videos so you guys can learn exactly how to create a free portfolio in Canva. The great thing about Canva is that you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know how to code. You just need to take an hour out of your day to fully make a portfolio with past work experiences. Everything is on the video, and trust me guys, it is worth that you watch it. Step number 4, and honestly this one is hard for everyone, is choosing how to price your services. Pricing for most beginners is where they either charge a little bit because they're scared to actually charge where they're worth, or they get too scared to ask for money and they end up never applying for the job. So here are two pricing models that I'm going to share with you today. You can start charging hourly. This is going to be easier if you're starting out, if you're a virtual assistant, but if you're more project-based, let's say you work in marketing and design, it's going to be better to charge per project. My recommendation to you is to start simple. We're aiming for our first 1K. Of course, we want and we have a dream income, but if you start slowly but surely, you're going to end up making a lot more than that. Step number 5 is to write proposals that actually get you an answer. Clients don't care about your life story and how good you are with teams and how well you communicate. No, clients need to know if you can solve their problem or not. I recommend that you use this simple framework. Number 1, personalize it. Mention something specific from the job posting. Number 2, explain how you can help. So focus more on the outcome, what you can do to solve the problem that they're looking for. And number 3 is to end with a simple question. An example is, what exactly are you looking for in a freelancer? Or what is your biggest problem right now and how I can come in as a freelancer to help you overcome it. The goal of a proposal is not to get hired immediately. That's going to happen over time once you grow your portfolio and your client base. Your goal here is to get your first response, and how you do that is by making and starting a conversation. And last but not least, remember that this is a journey that you need to take slowly. Don't quit your full-time job right away because you landed 1 or 2 clients. Take this slowly, and you will see that after a few months of freelancing, you're going to be able to get your dream income, travel the world, and actually work in something that you're passionate about. Let me tell you that if you're waiting for the perfect moment to start freelancing, it is honestly right now. Stop waiting, pick one good skill that you have, learn how to sell it, and find clients that need you and that want your talent to help them grow. If you guys need help getting started, you have that momentum, but you don't know where to go, we're gonna leave a link down below to a Freelancing Starter Kit. It's going to have templates, resources, and actions that you can take to actually land your first client. So grab yours using the link down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video if you found it helpful. We post videos all the time helping you guys grow in your entrepreneurial journey, in your freelancing journey. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.